Alright, hello everyone. How is it going? We're back with some Genshin Impact. Yay! Because I kind of fell behind, but I want to keep up a little bit on the Archon quest. So we're going to be doing that today. Last time, which was a while ago, we played Act 1 of the Natlan's Archon quest. And pretty interesting. We learned a lot. Let's see how much I can remember. Okay, so we came in through the Children of Echoes, that area, and we met Kachina, who needed some teammates. But we discovered we could be her teammates for the pilgrimage of the Sacred Flame. She taught us a little bit about the history of Natlan and also about ancient name bearers. And we then went to, where is it? The Stadium of the Sacred Flame, where we saw the tournament happen. And Mualani and Kachina teamed up, and that was good for them to be able to make it to the upper final rounds. And then Kachina made it into like the top 5 or 6, which was great. It was so great to see her. Our friend who showed us all around Natlan and showed us all the sights and helped us out. Getting to see her be successful was great. So now while they're off fighting, okay, so the pilgrimage helps them to find warriors to help Natlan fight off the Abyss. We came here to hang out with Mualani, where we got a first-hand look at how the Abyss just sort of comes in and attacks people now and then, which is not good. And we also threw a party for one of their other warriors, who I think was dying. Is that right? Yeah. That's where we're at in the story now. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I did find Act 1 was a little bit slow compared to Act 1 from Sumeru and Fontaine, but from what I've seen, Act 2 is where the action starts to pick up a little bit. So that was good. We got a lot of lore building, and I've been playing Genshin Impact kind of on and off for the last little while. I have unlocked the entire map. I've unlocked the new map too. Not what's over here. I don't know what's over here. And I kind of went into this territory, but I got chased off by a big dragon. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to hang back a little bit. I've been trying really hard to dodge all the quests, except when I went to the Masters of the Nightwind, it activated the quest. So I guess, so much for that there. Anyway, so that's where we're at now. And it is time for us to go and meet up. I should probably turn on the focused experience mode, considering... Yeah, we can pause that. We're gonna get enough points to do the commissions today anyway. So yeah. But everybody enjoy the ride. I sure will. I've been pretty busy. So it's good to have a chance to sort of catch up on this stuff. I'm not sure when I'm gonna have time to do the rest of the Natlan quests, because I still want to get through some of Fontaine. But let's see. Anyway, we had a lot of fun over here last time. Enjoying the hot springs and all that. Oh, that's right. There's water everywhere. We're at the end of version 5.2 now, so Mawika and Spiritseeker are going to be coming out soon, so that's kind of exciting too.
Paimon feels like a whole new Paimon after those 2 days in the hot springs. The
Yep.
Abyss kind of threw a
2
wrench in
days,
our
that's all it was.
relaxation,
We definitely haven't been lounging here for
Still,
the last
spending time
3
here
months.
really has felt like a vacation. The Kaholasaurs are so nice and so fun to play with. Their bellies are super bouncy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Atea's snacks were so delicious. She gave Paimon some for the road just this morning, actually.
Okay, what was she up to?
Yelling at some kids who got caught throwing stones in the hot springs, so not much has changed since we first met her.
Well, that's a relief.
Hey, you guys. Sleep well last night?
This
yeah,
area is so nice.
I would say so.
Glad you like it. I was thinking of taking you guys out to do some sea fishing. Later tonight, we can eat whatever we catch. Fresh fish is absolutely delicious right off the grill.
Sure.
Hey, Mualani!
I like that.
Yeah? What do you need?
The team sent out to fight in the Night Warden Wars has returned.
And Kachina?
Oh,
Is she back as well?
awesome.
Kachina fell in battle. But don't worry,
Isn't
the team was victorious.
yeah? Isn't
so the
that
rite of
that's supposed to be
resurrection
to
will
bring
held in
you
the stadium
back?
soon.
We should probably go
That's a relief.
check on her.
The Abyss is cunning, and it was her first time. Mistakes are bound to happen.
Oh, that's why
Exactly.
they have
She deserves to hold her head
resurrection.
up high.
All right,
Is
thanks for
that
letting me
right?
know. We'll head out in a bit.
I mean, technically, in real life, if you fall in
Jeez,
battle, that's it.
sounded
There's
a
there's
little
no
anxious
mistakes. Lessons
Had me thinking
learned.
it was
It's just
bad news for a
mistakes.
moment.
Mulani, you said the Abyss was cunning just now, but it seems like the Abyss just wants to destroy everything. Like, think about all those monsters that attacked your tribe. If there really was some sort of cunning plan, wouldn't it make more sense to send them to attack Kachina and her small team?
Unless they're plotting
Not
something
Paimon
that we
wants
don't
them
know
to be in
yet.
any more danger. It's just
Relax, I get it. The Abyss is difficult to understand, that's for sure. At a glance, it certainly seems like the only goal is total destruction. The Abyss isn't a living entity after all, so what capacity
Well,
for
I
logic
mean,
or
it could
planning could
be.
it possibly possess?
It could be run by.
But through our long
I mean,
history
we know
of
it's
fighting
probably
the
run
Abyss,
by 1 or 2
we
or
realized
3
things
people.
aren't quite so simple. 500 years ago, the Abyss invaded Teyvat.
Yes,
You know about that, right?
during the age of Conria.
That's right. Conria suffered greatly during that time. But so did every other nation in Teyvat. And Natlan was the worst affected of all. It took the combined efforts of the then Pyro Archon and heroes from every tribe to finally repel the Abyss. Even so, the effects of the invasion lingered for hundreds of years, only able to be reversed little by little. Our tribe's waters were contaminated. The Children of Echo's territory was overrun by dangerous sludge surging from underground. Unrelenting black winds tore across the lands of the Flower Feather clan. It was like each disaster was designed for a specific tribe.
So the Abyss understood the foundation of each tribe.
Exactly. We once thought that the Abyss's desire for destruction was a sort of primal instinct, but its methods are, in truth, marked by intelligence. We now believe the Abyss has invaded the Night Kingdom, and has the capacity to read the memories of this land at any given moment.
And that's how it became so dangerous and cunning. Almost like it knows you inside and out.
Yes, and that's why we've been unable to fully eradicate it, even after all this time. Luckily, the problems left behind by the Abyss have been successfully addressed by the various Pyro Archons we've had over the years. Now
Okay.
every tribe is prospering and things are looking up. I mean, just look at what we managed to do a few days ago. We totally fought them off.
I mean, that was pretty good. In other nations, I've seen how much effort it takes to truly eradicate the Abyss. Yeah. The people of Natlan live in its shadow every day. Who knows how long it will take for this war to end? I know, right? It's almost sort of like, because Natlan is like has the god of war and the nation of war, and yet it seems like they're fighting this perpetual war that they want to end so they can have some peace. It's a little bit ironic, but I mean, in the end, they just want the fighting to stop. And who doesn't, right?
You must have had to sacrifice a lot to get to this point.
Every battle, every sacrifice is in pursuit of a future where we get to stop fighting. Responsibility, duty, unavoidable burden. Everyone in Natlan views the war differently. But I believe we will be rid of the Abyss one day. And the
Yeah,
efforts of all who fought against them will become a story for the ages.
I hope
To
so
think that
too.
my name could survive in ballads passed down to future generations, it's kind of romantic.
I think
Everyone
so
has
too.
something that drives them forward, you know.
You can do it. You make me want to contribute.
Be my guest. Heroes are always welcome in Natlan. Anyway, let's head to the stadium. Our fishing trip can wait until Kachina's back with us. The sea's not going anywhere.
Chapter 5, Act 2. Black stone under a white stone. Why is this called a decision then? What decision? what decision has to be made. Let's see. Uh-oh, okay, it looks like we're starting a thing. Or it's a cutscene. Is it a cutscene? So soon? Okay, it's not a cutscene. But it's certainly animated very well. They've definitely improved the animations over the years.
Whoa, this place is packed already.
Of course. No one's gonna miss out on the chance to welcome our heroes back from battle. It's their moment of glory. Kachina's gonna be so flustered. She's never had this many eyes on her before.
Yeah, when she gets here.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the kind of person who likes being the center of attention.
Looks like I'm just in time.
Looks like you're just in time.
Kinich, you're here!
Yeah, a commission ran longer than expected, but I made it. I heard about the incident with your tribe, Mualani. Is everyone all right?
We're alive. Everyone's alive.
Yeah, it's all taken care of. Our new friend here's got some tricks up his sleeve, by the way. He's just as strong as Kachina made him out to be.
I could have done better if only I'd been a bit more perceptive.
Hey, look! Is it about to start?
Look, everything will be fine as long as
Someone
Kachina
will come
comes
out
back.
and recite a eulogy, and then we'll sing the Ode of Resurrection together. Come on, let's find a spot with a good view. When the singing starts, just follow my lead and you'll be fine. Let's go somewhere higher up so Kachina can spot us.
Sounds like a plan. It's kind of weird how we still don't have the pyro power yet, because every nation we have the colors of the nation that we wear around.
Warriors of Natlan, heed the call of life. We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
Whoa, I love when she does the her fire hair thing. Awesome. Did it work?
I could not find Kachina within the Night Kingdom, or locate her ancient name.
What?
What?
What does that even mean?
What does that mean for us
Usually
here
once
today?
the ode is complete, the Pyro Archon and resurrected person will emerge from the flames. But something went wrong.
What's going on? This has never happened before.
Uh-oh, never happened before is not a good
Well, I
sign,
think
especially
it's
when this
pretty
is
obvious.
bringing back somebody from
Clearly,
being
the
dead.
team sent to fight the Abyss didn't win after all. Think about it. The Ode rekindles all victors.
No, hold on. We
witnessed
don't
it
need to be
countless
pondering
times.
conspiracy theories. The
Since the Archon
instant
couldn't
something
find
goes
Kachina in the
wrong
Night Kingdom,
in
that
the
must mean
presence
there's
of
more to
what
this
just happened.
victory than meets the eye.
Hey! You just haven't gotten over the fact that Kachina beat you in the pilgrimage!
That's right.
Pathetic. The both of you.
Your wild
Okay,
guesses
well-
are misplaced.
Ignore
We
them
completed
for
our
now.
mission.
Let's try to figure this out
Maybe
here.
you did. But who's to say whether that little girl even contributed at all? Maybe she got scared and ran off.
Okay, are we actually giving
Why
these
would the
guys
Wyatt
time to
recognize
rant, or
someone
are we
like her,
actually going
even
to
if she was on the winning team?
move on and
How
actually
dare
try
you
to
insult
solve
a
the
hero of
problem
Natlan
here?
like that?
And
Kachina sacrificed herself to repel the abyss. She doesn't deserve to be subjected to your vile rumors when she's not even here to defend herself.
Calm down, Mualani. There's no point arguing with the likes of
yeah,
them.
I can't just sit here and let them slander her like that.
To insult a hero of Natlan, the person actually has to be a hero.
You.
Think about it,
can
everyone.
we move on? Okay, no,
Or the
seriously.
great Pyro Archon. Why would the rules of our nation...
That's true. If she wasn't revived, maybe the Wyab interpret Vic.
I mean, that girl didn't look.
Okay, but really, the Pyro Archon seems to be deep in thought. Why isn't she putting a stop to this commotion? I know, right?
Kachina wouldn't have run! That's not like her at all!
No, she's been waiting for this moment for too long.
I know, right? That's what I mean. Why can we move past this part?
Situation, no matter how scared she might, we don't even know what happened. So don't you dare try to use this as a...
Fine.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's enough. There is no doubt about today's victory, or Kachina's part in it.
Thank you.
She is a hero worthy
Finally, a
of
voice
our
of reason in this
admiration
room.
and
Okay, now let's move
celebration.
past this and actually
However,
work to...
The failure of today's ceremony is undeniable. Kachina has not been rekindled, and I offer you all my deepest apologies as I continue to investigate this matter. To prevent further casualties, I have decided to suspend the pilgrimage until this matter is resolved.
What?
No one is all-knowing. No one is infallible, not even myself. But doubt is a means by which we seek the truth, not a weapon we wield against others.
There you go, perfect. I'm so glad she said it so I don't have to say it. Thank you, Malika.
I didn't mean
Oh,
it that
I'm
way,
sure you
Archon.
didn't.
If there are things you wish to clarify, then ask me directly. Doubt my answer if you wish. But now's your chance. You have concerns? State them.
Yeah, state them. She's
No,
listening.
Of course not.
In fact, that's why I'm like,
Even
why are
though
you
I
saying
have
this
said
so loud
nothing
in
to
her
change
presence in
her
the
mind.
first place?
Then it would seem the truth never mattered to you at all.
That guy doesn't even have the courage to answer the Pyro Archon's question. So much for all that glory talk earlier.
I know, right?
I have a question, Archon. My friend Kachina. Do you have any idea where she is? It's extremely important to me.
Yeah, we have to find
I know
her.
you said you were investigating the situation, but I'm sorry, that's not enough.
Well, I
I've already
mean, this
shared
only
everything
happened
I
like
know.
5 minutes ago,
If
so
you
give
want
her some
learn the
time to
truth
think
and
about
rescue
this.
your friend sooner, you should join the investigation. So, what do you say?
Sure,
Of course I'll join.
we're in.
In that case, come see me in the speaker's chamber.
We should join them.
Oh, and if it's not too much trouble, could you drop by as well, Traveler? I'd like to have a chat.
We have got the attention of the Archon in another
Rest
nation.
assured, everyone, I'll keep the
Oh my
tribal
gosh.
chiefs informed on the progress of the investigation. Once again, I apologize for the
I
outcome
wasn't
of
sure if
this
she would
ceremony.
notice us.
If there are no
I
further
guess she did.
questions, let's part for now.
Did she just ask us to come along?
She personally asked us to
I
come
believe
along.
she did. Let's go. I'd like to know what's going on myself.
Oh my gosh, we got some stuff to figure out. Oh, looks like we're teleporting. Okay, that's good. I don't know if I would know my way around here. So many flags. So many of us!
The situation is urgent, so I'll get straight to the point. Kachina is undoubtedly a hero of Natlan, and I'm deeply sorry this happened to her. There's been unrest in the Night Kingdom, but I don't know what's causing it. As a result, I've been unable to track down her location. Until we find and address the cause of the unrest, the Ode of Resurrection will continue to be ineffective.
And that means Kachina won't be able to come back?
She'll be dead
That's
forever.
correct. Not until the problem with the Night Kingdom is resolved.
Oh my gosh, her hair.
How long will that take?
It's
Her
hard
hair
to
is
say.
just like a flame itself.
Kachina always dreamed of fighting the Abyss. Of doing her part to defend Natlan. She wasn't afraid of death because she knew, if it came down to it, the Pyro Archon would be there to bring her back to life. Whenever we sat down together, exhausted from training, she would always hum the Ode of Resurrection. She was supposed to come back to us. We were supposed to hug her and celebrate with her and share her joy. We supported her every step of the way, but what are we supposed to do now? Sit peacefully and wait for her return? Lose ourselves in grief over her death? Tell me, are we her friends? Or her murderers?
That's not fair, Mualani.
It's all right.
You know that she wouldn't blame
I
you
understand
for
your
supporting her
rage
to
and your grief.
reach her dream.
Kachina's life means a great deal to me, Mualani. Believe me, I want to bring her back as soon as possible. I would give you that peace of mind if I could. But please, hear what I have to say so I can at least give you a broader picture of the issue we are now facing. Considering the recent attack on your tribe, I believe the Abyss has found a new means of undermining the rules of our nation.
You mean...
The Sacred Flame. The foundation of our resistance against the Abyss. If we continue to hold the pilgrimage and send teams to fight the Abyss, there will likely be more casualties. But if we stop altogether, the Sacred Flame will only grow weaker.
Because the Sacred Flame
The
is
Abyss will
fueled
scale
by
up their
the fighting
attacks,
spirit,
and the
right?
tragedy we saw with the people of the Springs will only be the first of many.
If we compare the two choices, the former seems to be the lesser of two evils. Sorry, I know that may sound harsh, but I bear the name Malipo. Weighing the costs is my duty. The raw truth can be cruel. But we need to understand it if we want to approach this rationally.
But what would you say, Mualani? This is personal for you. And unlike Kanich, I dare say it's not a simple case of weighing up which course of action is less painful, is it?
No. I can't choose between them, and I don't want to. Saying that one is preferable over the other is disrespectful to the people who suffered.
You're saying it doesn't matter whether I suspend the pilgrimage. The consequences will be equally painful.
Yes. What happened to Kachina breaks my heart. But I couldn't bring myself to sacrifice other people for her sake.
And that is the crux of the problem. It's not simply a matter of choosing the lesser of two evils. Either way, there will be people who suffer. And the end result will be the same. Belief in the pilgrimage will waver. Once doubt has crept in, the people will no longer unite in battle against the Abyss. And that is exactly what the Abyss wants. Their ultimate goal isn't to break the rules that make the Ode of Resurrection work. It's to destroy the people's faith in them. To prevent what happened to Kachina from happening to anyone else, we need to suspend the pilgrimage. So that is my current plan. And in the meantime, I've made efforts to strengthen each tribe's defenses.
This is such a cool shot. Hold on. Just all of them standing in the same picture. But yeah, it's like... If you're being physically attacked by somebody, that sort of brings people together to want to defend it. But if you start to undermine the people, you know, make them doubt themselves, fight each other, destabilize, that makes the Abyss's job much easier. Much, much easier. And that's kind of what they're doing. I mean... As frustrating as it is that they give those two guys who lost to Kachina so much screen time, I mean, that's what it's trying to show, right? Is that people are starting to turn on each other, which is not what is needed at the moment in order to actually have anything effective happen. And yeah, it's kind of cool. This is the first time we're really seeing Moika talk to all of us here, which is really cool. But it's just... really strikes me how, I guess because she was originally a human, just how down to earth she is. That you imagine her to be this super, you know, exalted figure, but I mean, she really understands the problem, understands, you know, the empathy, component of it as well as a logic component, really sort of balancing what Mualani and Kinichi are thinking, and how gracefully she's handling all of this, considering that this is actually probably very, very difficult for her to understand right now too. I mean, her power did not do what it was supposed to do, so this is probably a lot for her too. And yeah, just thinking she's really cool.
Then, we have to find another way of strengthening the sacred flame to keep the Abyss at bay. This won't be easy. I'll need time to figure out the best approach. I understand your anger, Mualani, but I hope that provided some clarity, at least.
Wow. Hyman thought things were gonna get heated for a second, but the Pyro Archon took the time to explain everything so patiently.
Yeah.
I owe you an apology, Archon. I let myself get carried away earlier, and I'm sorry. You're right. We need to focus on finding solutions.
We could always hold the pilgrimage without sending a team to fight in the Night Warden Wars. That way, we would still be able to fuel the sacred flame.
I've considered that, but the two events have nearly always been linked. Without the chance to fight the Abyss, pilgrimage rankings lose their prestige, and competitor numbers will drop. With fewer participants, the amount of contending fire produced will decrease, and the vicious cycle will continue indefinitely.
So, essentially, the Abyss has taken Kachina hostage.
Well, what happens if you stay in the Night Kingdom for a long period of time?
You've learned about the concept of ley lines during your travels, yes?
A lot.
The Night Kingdom is something similar. Staying there for a short period of time shouldn't have an effect on the person. But with the Abyss in the picture, it's a different story. Your sense of self will be devoured, until eventually you become one with the Sea of Souls. Imagine pouring a cup of water into a rushing river. You can try to scoop up another cup, but there's no chance it will be the same water you had before. I won't
It's a
sugarcoat
terrifying
it.
description.
That is the danger Kachina is currently facing.
Just like you said, Archon. Both of these problems need to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
You can focus all your efforts on dealing with the sacred flame. I will go search for Kachina.
The Abyss poses the same threat to you as it does to her. It is very possible you will not return. Knowing that, do you still choose to go?
Kachina's waiting for us to rescue her. That's all that matters.
I failed to protect her during our campaign, but I can make it up to her now. I choose to go as well.
Traveler? What do you think?
Well, obviously we have to go too, Paimon. I promised she would have the chance to learn from me.
Understood. Then I'll support you in any way I can.
Thank you.
The Masters of the Night Wind have a technique that can extract an ancient name from the ley lines. If we can find Kachina's ancient name, I can use the link between them to pinpoint her position within the Night Kingdom. Then comes the hard part. You need to visit the Night Kingdom in person and rescue her.
But isn't the Night Kingdom a land of souls? Can we even go there?
Under normal circumstances, only the consciousness can enter. But there is a way to go there in person. However, know that the Night Kingdom will attempt to repel you, and the Abyss certainly won't leave you be.
That's fine by me.
Whatever it
Same
takes
here.
to save her.
Fighting the Abyss is nothing new for me.
Yeah, we're experienced fighting the Abyss too. It won't be a problem.
So, Paimon's the only one who's scared? Well, if he's going, Paimon's going too.
Thank you, Paimon.
Lali of the Masters of the Night Wind once created an artifact that can be used to communicate with the Wyab. We call it the Spiritseeker stone. It was originally used as a ceremonial artifact wielded by the tribal chiefs. But that spiritual quality also means it can be used to search for an ancient name.
That was the artifact I delivered to the Scions of the Canopy a few days ago. Didn't think I'd be hearing about it again so soon.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone.
I guess we have to go find it again then.
Your thanks are unnecessary. I will offer you whatever aid I can, but your fellowship and courage are what will truly decide the success of this operation. Besides, you're the ones helping me. I can only focus on one thing at a time, after all. Traveler, I certainly didn't expect our first conversation to be so serious. I've heard all about your accomplishments. Ever since you arrived, I've been hoping to meet you and offer you Natlan's highest level of hospitality.
Oh, thank you.
Why?
Why? Is that not what happened in the other nations you visited?
Well, I guess you're not wrong. It's kind of complicated, but looks like we're really making a name for ourselves.
Yeah, things were pretty complicated at the start. And, you know, in the middle. But our reputation's solid nowadays.
We haven't been arrested here yet.
That's more like it. After all, I've heard you're someone who transcends fate.
Well, that's quite the description. You seem to know quite a lot about me.
Perhaps even more than you can imagine. But we can talk about that some other time.
Well, I look
Ideally,
forward to that.
This would be the perfect night for a drink and some musical ambiance. But there are important things to be done.
Oh, I almost forgot. Atea was wounded in the fight against the Abyss. She wanted us to give this to you. It embodies fond memories and my strength of will. That's what she asked us to tell you. She said you'd know what that means.
I didn't think this day would come so soon. The flames of her life force. I can feel them flowing within the talisman. If things were different, the two of us could have enjoyed the hot springs together while she gave this to me in person. We're supposed to be hot spring buddies after all. But don't worry. This talisman means a great deal to me. I'll take good care of it. And once this is all over, I'll pay Atea a visit.
Sounds good. Oh, bye-bye.
You said you didn't want to jeopardize the production of Contending Fire. But that's not at all why you decided to suspend the pilgrimage, is it?
You're right. Even now, the production of Contending Fire is far from sufficient. The gradual corrosion caused by the Abyss has resulted in a massive shortage of pyro energy, and we're currently at the breaking point.
That also doesn't sound good.
The pilgrimage is a lost cause. Suspending it allows us to save our strength to defend the tribes. The Abyss has brought catastrophe to Natlan, and Kachina's disappearance in the Night Kingdom is a direct consequence of that.
We can't let the general public know that.
No.
Not
if
yet.
the public learned that Natlan's destruction was close at hand,
Not until we've
there would be
fixed the
immense
problem
panic.
first.
But if I said nothing at all, they would have continued to question the integrity of Natlan's heroes.
Another simple choice. The latter was clearly the better solution. But you chose otherwise.
I have never subscribed to the belief that the right choice is the one with the fewest sacrifices. Let's go. There's still a way for the sacred flame to last a little longer.
Okay.
You mean?
Last a little longer.
Yes. Come with me.
Whoa. That was so not how I was expecting that conversation to go, but that was... Oh, we're not done. Okay.
The sacred flame must never go out. Not only does it strike fear in the Abyss, but it's also the pillar of Natlan's stability. So until our heroes are ready, I will sacrifice my power to keep it burning.
Oh, Malika.
But that can only last so long. I think we should focus on the remaining ancient name bearers.
Don't let desperation cloud your judgment. Those chosen by the Wyeb have already embarked on their destined path.
She's
It is
gonna
for
use
them
her
to
power
decide how that journey ends,
to
not
power the
us.
flame.
All we can do is support them.
Even so, for you to make this sacrifice, it's not right.
If not me, then who? No other is capable of sustaining the sacred flame. I possess great strength, but I'm not above my people. This is part of my duty.
I see. That's your plan. Oh, cutscene time now.
Archon, it's the Fatui!
Right now? This does not seem necessarily like the best time. It seems like we have a lot of other things going on at the moment. Oh no.
The Archon of Natlan. A force to be reckoned with.
Il Capitano, the
The
first of the
secrets of the
11
ley
Fatui
lines.
Harbingers.
It's no secret to me. Long have they been destined for ruin.
Oh, she took
And since the
Yenish's
oath made
claymore.
5 centuries ago remains unfulfilled. What use is the Gnosis in your
What's the
hands?
500 years?
I don't know what you mean. But it sounds like this is about more than the truth.
Sunglasses time.
In times of crisis, someone must pick up the mantle of salvation. Your plan has reached an impasse, and now it falls to me to create new rules for Natlan. But before the dawn of a new age, the old must be destroyed.
Fight, fight, fight. Okay, this is a fight I kind of want to see.
I assume that's the end of your speech? Good. People like us. Let our blades do the talking!
Come on, Malika, you can do it. Well, I have no doubt. I have no doubt at all. Whoa. Okay, this is really cool. He's so powerful though. That one could become. So if he's the first of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, I guess we don't know who the 10th Harbinger is then. Everybody else has been accounted for. Oh my gosh, what? They're so powerful. This is one of the most insane fight sequences I think I've animated yet. Oh, it looks like. Oh gosh, you guys okay? He's gone.
Masters of the Night Wind. Send word. The captain and his followers must be apprehended.
Well, there's a lot of developments happening right now.
Are you alright, Archon?
He was a formidable opponent. Exactly what I would expect from the first of the Fatui Harbingers.
I never imagined someone could match you in combat. If the Tsaritsa sent him here, why would he bring up what happened 5 centuries ago?
Yeah, what happened 5 centuries
And
ago?
how much does he know about Natlan?
The Harbingers are all driven by their own personal goals. The only purpose that unites them is collecting the Gnosis. But I'm sure the captain has his own reasons for being here as well.
Whatever his motive, we should shift our focus to the Fatui. If they attack again, and
Oh
we're
my
not
gosh, we have
prepared,
to shift our
we're
focus
done
to
for.
every single front
No,
possible right now.
We're running out of time.
Yeah, we're kind of
The wound I
we've
inflicted
kind of
should
got a
hold
lot
him
going
back
on right
and
now.
weaken him for the time being.
That's
Besides,
true. It
I'm
looks
sure
like
you noticed. The
it
power
looks
that
like
came to
his
rescue
heart
just
was
now
burning,
came
which
from
is like the
Masters
opposite of in
Nightwind.
Frozen when
In other words, there are
when
traitors in
Anna's
us.
heart
Not
got frozen.
necessarily. This could prove to be a very valuable turn of
Okay,
events.
someone in the Masters of
When
the
we
Night Wind is
exchanged
helping.
final blows, I sensed an unusual presence within him. I'll need to investigate further. Kanich, go to the Masters of the Night Wind and look into who could have aided the captain. Speak to Lali. She should know.
Of course, I'll head out right now. Do you still intend to...
Yes, but fear not.
Well, it looks like we've just got this really good team
Natlan's
together.
strength has never rested solely in its Archon. Together we foresaw the only path that leads to our nation's future. We must trust in that vision now.
Is everything okay, Archon?
Completely fine. Just lamenting the fact that I never got a picture when I could still turn my hair into flames. Too late now.
Oh my gosh, we totally should have got a picture of that for you.
Hope the others have a safe journey.
I mean, is she gonna get her power back? But I guess it, again, it demonstrates her character that she's willing to sacrifice her power and herself to protect the people of Natlan. We've got a huge amount of time without having a break for me to just talk about what happened.
What's happening at the stadium? Did something
I
explode?
love how you can see them flying
Feels
around.
Like the Archon unleashed her power. She must be fighting a formidable opponent.
I know the
Should we
timing
go
could
back
not.
and check what's going
The
on?
timing could not have been better or worse, depending on whether you consider that to be better or worse.
Have faith in the Archon. She wouldn't lose in a one-on-one confrontation.
I should hope not. Otherwise, this
Once
is a
we find
lot worse
Kachina's
of a
ancient
problem
name,
than
we'll
we
head
could
right
ever
back.
have anticipated.
Okay, let's just keep climbing. Emon really hopes nothing goes wrong.
Alright. That was a lot all at once. I mean, first going back to the conversation with the Moika, I mean, I thought that was really interesting because one might expect the Pyro Archon, you know, a god of fire, a god of war, to be somebody really, you know, hot-headed and confident. Well, I mean, she certainly was confident, but, you know, like, overconfident seeming. You know what I mean? But she seemed very, you know, calm and thoughtful. Definitely, just speaking in a way that seems like, I guess going back to the whole thing about, you know, she sounds more, I mean, she is a human, and she was a human, and she sounds like a human in terms of, like, not having that super exalted nature. She seems to really, when everybody was talking with her, it was like you really felt you got that one-on-one conversation. Like she says she cares about Kachina. She cares about Kachina. She cares about everybody in that room, wants to protect them all. And yeah, just I thought that was a really interesting introduction to her, because it was sort of in a situation I didn't expect us to be the first time we were talking to her. But nevertheless, also interesting that she took an interest in the Traveler. And, yeah, kind of cool to get to know her character a little bit more there. Because it actually just seems like she's a very selfless leader and wants to save everybody. That's the impression I get there. And that's good, because that's what Natlan needs right now, is somebody who's willing to make those sacrifices and also unite the people. But at the same time, I hope she's okay. I mean, the kind of sacrifices she's making, she's sacrificing her power. Her plans are not exactly working. It's kind of also interesting to compare Moeka, who was a human who became an Archon, versus Farina, who was always human and had to pretend to be an Archon. And how with Farina, everything was, she had to act all flamboyant and excited and all dramatic and be this big celebrity kind of personality and put on a show for 500 years, which is something that really wore at her. Versus Moeka, who was a human, has that experience, but also I think she's been around for 500 years. That's the case, right? But just with her being an Archon, still maintaining that humanity in the way that she leads. You know, as she said, she's not above her people, and she really approaches issues from that perspective of her people and the kinds of choices they have to face. And just really being herself is what I felt from that conversation. Is that I mean, she's not in Farina's position. She doesn't have to pretend to be anything more than she is. And it seems that she doesn't, and that's kind of, it's really interesting to make that sort of comparison. Then I was going to talk about all that, but then we got into the whole thing with the flame, and then suddenly the captain appears, and then he took his coat off, and they started fighting, and it's like, wow, they can both fly around in the air and shoot. And Moeka could shoot fireballs, and he could shoot like ice, like shards, and okay, that was pretty cool. I'm gonna have to see that fight again. They have definitely put way more resources into animating those kinds of scenes. So yeah. And as for what happened 500 years ago, I'm not sure, but I did watch the Moeka Sunset animated short. So I think I have some ideas. I mean, obviously I was supposed to have done this quest way before that animated short came out, but I mean, that kind of, to me, I think puts into perspective just how long Moeka's been fighting to end this war and protect the people of Natlan, and really encourage everybody to see what is worth protecting and what is worth fighting for in this land. So yeah, glad we got a chance to say all of that. Now we can actually go and check out the Scions of the Canopy. We can go over here now. Interesting, we're not going here with Kinich or Moeka. We're both from here originally.
That's Wina, the tribal chief. Let's head over to him.
No, you're wasting my phlogiston just standing there. Right, so Kinich brought this item over here, so we need to go get it.
Nice to see you again, Wina. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so I'll get right to it. We're here for the Spiritseeker stone.
Whoa, hold on a second. At least tell me why you need it first.
My friend Kachina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need the stone to find her ancient name and rescue her.
And the Archon has given her blessing for us to do this. That's another thing. I feel like she has a lot of trust in us, Moeka. I mean, in other stories, you'd have like the leader who's trying to keep everybody calm and trying to figure out a solution and trying to manage everything at once. And you're like, no, don't go, it's too dangerous. And if I have to come and save you, that's just gonna use up more time. But with Moeka, she trusts us. She knows that, hey, I can't be everywhere at once. I have a ton of things to figure out right now. In addition to the problem of saving Kachina, I'm going to give you my support and trust that you're going to be able to figure this out. And there's going to be some dangerous things involved, but I know that I can't stop you and that you're willing to do this completely of your own will. And I will give you my support, which I think cool. I mean, I think we don't have enough games where they do, or stories where they do that, so. Or with leaders that, I guess it's showing that she has a lot of trust for her people. She has a lot of trust for this little gang of, this little team that we have built up here to go and figure out the problems of the Night Kingdom and Kachina, that we're gonna figure this out. She doesn't have to supervise us every step of the way. It's gonna be okay.
That's right.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Going there, a mature warrior would never make such a foolish decision.
Well, too bad. We're fools.
The nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end. Losing a friend is tragic, but when that happens, the best thing you can do is focus on how to prevent further casualties.
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Wyna. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need, I'll choose foolishness any day. If Kachina's still holding on, then so will I.
Yep, unfortunately you were
might say
talking
that.
to fools.
Is something wrong, Wyna? This doesn't seem like you.
This is also the first time
Life
we're
isn't
really
complete
getting to
without
know
taking
Chaska as
risks.
well.
That's always been your mantra.
It's nothing. The Night Kingdom is a dangerous place. Can't blame me for checking if you were up to the task. If you're that determined, far be
Good.
it from me to stop
I hope
you.
that's because of genuine concern
Here's
for
the
us
stone.
and not because you know
Keep
something
it
that we
safe,
don't.
okay? It's not like we have a spare.
Thank you.
Nah, I trust this guy for now.
Seems like you two go way back. But aren't you from the Flower Feather clan, Chaska?
Oh, Chaska's a peacemaker, so she's famous throughout the tribes. She's always the one people call to resolve conflicts, so we slowly got to know each other that way.
Her younger sister Quichi's always hanging around our tribe, too. She's helped us out a lot in the past.
Oh, you have a younger
see.
sister?
Yes, I'll introduce you to her sometime. But let's get back to
Nice,
business.
I would like that.
Wyna, how do we use this
Yeah,
stone?
how do we use this?
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night Kingdom is like a river flowing with concepts. And the ancient name you seek is like a tiny fish swimming downstream. In that sense, the stone is like a fishing boat drifting down the river. But the boat alone isn't enough. You need a fisherman, experienced enough to steer it in the right direction.
We couldn't do that ourselves?
With a little practice, I'm sure you could. You have the strength and the talent. If you want to make sure this works, though, I could recommend someone to you.
Who?
Who?
Vichama, a legendary warrior and scout from our tribe.
Okay.
He's got a keen eye and a well-honed intuition. Even his ancient name means to seek. If you're fishing for a name, you're gonna want him on the boat.
Vichama? Why does that name sound familiar?
He's one of Auntie Atea's hot spring buddies. I've heard stories
Okay, I
about
was about
him.
to say I don't know, and
Where
I'm
can we
like,
find him?
is that because I haven't played this in like a few
Ever
months?
since Malco passed, he spends most of his time gazing out at the scenery from the cliff tops. Follow the path that way, and I'm sure you'll find him.
Thank you. We'll go look for him there.
Good luck. I hope everything goes well.
Thank you. Alright, Vichama. Something tells me there's an 80% chance this guy is gonna either die a tragic death or betray us. But there's a 20% chance it's neither, so. I hope it's that.
Someone admiring the scenery from the cliff tops. Ah, that must be him! Hello there, are you Vichama?
That's me. Did you need something? What? You're saying you can bring someone back from the Night Kingdom? How is that even possible?
Well, I guess we've never tried it before in terms of
think about
everybody
it,
so far
anything's
as
possible
it's
in
been
that kind of
automatically brought back by the
But
Ode of
that would mean-
Resurrection, but
Are you okay? You don't look so
So we don't
good.
know, but we're pretty sure we can.
Everything's fine. I'll help you, but I do have a small request. After I help you find Kachina's ancient name, I want to use the stone to look for my friends as well.
Your friend? Oh, why not mention someone named Malco? Is that who you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I'd rather not get into it if it's all the same to you.
That's not a problem. We agree to your request.
Sure, you help
Yeah.
us, we help you.
Since you're helping us
Works
find
out.
Kachina's ancient name, it's only right that we return the favor.
Then we're agreed. Can I have a look at the stone?
Interesting.
I see. From what I can tell, it functions almost like an abyssal pylon. Both connect the Night Kingdom to the living world. Once the connection is established, the abyss will come surging through the opening like a predator honing in on the scent of blood.
Yep.
So we
so
have
let's
to be
not
sure
use it
not
here.
to use it in a tribal settlement.
Wow, you got all that just from looking at it?
Well, he's probably used something
I
similar
just picked
before.
up on the basics, really. I still have no idea why it works. You said someone named Lali invented this. They must be a genius.
Indeed.
I'll go find an open area and start setting things up. In the meantime, I need you to get 2 things for me.
We'll go right away. What do you need?
First, I'll need some hook ropes. Pretty much every store around here carries them, so no need to go anywhere special. Oh, and I need to build a net out of them, so make sure you get a good amount.
Wait, are you saying you're going to use a real net to catch Kachina's ancient name? How does that work when one's tangible and one's not?
Yeah.
By
how does
creating
that
something
work?
tangible in our world, like a net, we can create a connection to a corresponding concept in the Night Kingdom. Basically, I'm going to use the concept of a net to catch something equally intangible, an ancient name.
Right. That
Oh,
I'm sure that makes sense
What
somewhere.
about the second thing you needed?
Well, this
Right.
makes sense to
I need
Milani,
one-
so
No,
I
2
trust.
chunks of obsidian. Once we bring the ancient names into our world, we'll need a place to store them. Normally, you can only get obsidian from the Children of Echoes, but I heard there's a traveling merchant from that
I
tribe
mean, we have
around here
teleport
somewhere.
waypoints if we need to go.
Maybe you can try
go
your luck
there,
there.
so.
Gotcha!
Gotcha.
All right, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done.
Understood.
Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want. In case you're worried I might take the stone for myself.
What do you think, Chaska?
Let's have Chaska go with.
There's no need. Lena spoke highly of you. That means you're trustworthy.
Well,
I appreciate it, even though that doesn't mean much to me anymore.
darn it.
Anyway,
We probably should have
it'll
had
take some
somebody
time to set
go with
everything
him.
up, so no need to rush. I'll see you in a bit.
See ya.
What an odd guy. He seems so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
It's his last hope to see his friend.
I don't have any more insight than you, Paimon. Let's just focus on the preparations for now.
I mean, this whole
Hang
thing
on,
has given us
Kachina.
hope to save
They're
Kachina.
coming for you.
Hopefully, it gives him hope too. Whatever he's going through. Once again, you know. I'd be very sad if something bad happens
Off we go.
to this guy or because of this guy. Okay, we need ropes, right?
Hello. Do you have any hook ropes for sale?
Hook ropes? As in rock climbing equipment?
Yes.
Sure.
How much for your whole stock?
Oh, the whole thing? Let me see. That would be 30,000 mora in total. Deal?
Sure.
Deal.
That was probably the easiest
Wait,
deal she's made all day.
Really?
What, you want me to drive down the price? We just need these as fast as possible. Thanks.
Oh, no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes are usually used by rock climbing enthusiasts. If you want to learn, Roka's the person you want to ask.
Thank you.
All right. That's everything. Here you go.
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk
I
to
know,
the
we need
traveling
these ropes
merchant
for a
Vichama
ritual to bring somebody back to life. I mean, that's not really something we can get into.
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes. I've got a chunk for sale right over there.
Cool, we need 2 chunks.
Perfect. Is that the only one, though? We actually need 2.
That might be tough. Tell you what, I'll take a look through these boxes over here and we'll see what we can find.
Sure.
Thank you so much. We'll wait here.
Relax. Everything's going according to plan.
I know, it's just... I could tell Vichama feels the same way about his friend that I do about Kachina. I hope this chunk of obsidian isn't the only one. Kachina always carries all sorts of shiny stones with her. If I was the one trapped in the Night Kingdom, she'd have a whole pile of obsidian ready in a heartbeat.
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra.
Thank
you go,
goodness.
young lady.
So we don't have to choose
does it
between
look?
the 2. Well, not based on the obsidian anyway.
How much do I owe you?
If you hadn't shown up, these stones would have just sat here collecting dust. I'll take 3,000 mora for both. Here you go. By the way, I heard you mention Vichama just now.
Yep.
You running an errand for him then?
Kinda.
How's he doing? Malco's been gone for 5 years now. It's about time he started to move forward.
Yeah, well, about
Do
that.
you know what happened between them?
Oh, okay. Lore time.
I heard about it in passing while I was out drinking one night, but I don't know all the details. Vichama and Malco grew up together, and even made a name for themselves together. Malco was an amazing fighter, capable of knocking out multiple opponents in a single hit, while Vichama excelled at scouting and analyzing the battlefield. The two made an excellent team, and managed to beat back the Abyss several times. 5 years ago, they both emerged triumphant in the pilgrimage, and were placed on the same team to fight the Abyss. But on the eve of battle, the Abyss launched an attack on their tribe, and Vichama suffered an injury to his leg while attempting to rescue someone.
Then what happened?
The team agreed that he couldn't fight the Abyss in his condition. Vichama didn't argue. He knew going to the front lines with an injured leg would make him a burden in battle. So they raised the issue with the Pyro Archon, and she agreed to let him stay behind.
Well, he did fight to
It's
protect his
just
tribe. I'd say that's still very
Malco
honorable
and the
for him
others
to
ended
do.
up facing hordes of
Even if he
abyssal
didn't have a chance
monsters
to
and
fight
numbers
against the
that far
Abyss.
exceeded anyone's expectations. The team made an error in judgment, and they fell to the onslaught. Vichama went into a deep depression after that.
So they all
He
died and they
blames
couldn't be
himself
brought
for
back.
everything.
It was an impossible situation. It doesn't sound like it was his fault. Yeah, and I guess they would be too, I don't know, I guess too proud to find a substitute, like the runner-up to fill the spot. But that would have saved everybody's lives, possibly. Doesn't sound like it was his fault, though, either way.
Oh, you're not wrong. But it's possible he chooses to blame himself. Not because he did something wrong, but because he wasn't able to do anything at all. I've tried convincing him to move forward, to stop dwelling on the past. But the shadow of Malco's death hangs over him still. The Abyss has caused so much suffering, and some wounds never heal. I wish there was something he could do to make himself feel better. But, anyway, that's the gist of it. Maybe you could help him talk things through sometime.
Well, we're gonna be doing a
really
little bit more
appreciate it.
than that. But thank you for the backstory. I'm sure that's going to be super important. Oh, look at this very convenient, oh, I forgot what these ones are called. This is not Kohalasaur, that's the That's the ocean one. Anyway, these cute little guys. It looks like we have everything we need.
Did you get everything?
And he didn't run off with the stone. Good to
Yep,
know.
it's all here. When do we
Ropes,
start?
2 obsidian stones.
I've made all the necessary adjustments.
You
so we're good
help.
to
We
go.
have enough, so you
As
help our
agreed,
friend,
I'll
we help your
you
friend.
Find Kachina's ancient name, and then you return the favor.
Sounds good. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Are you seeking your friend's ancient name for the same reason as us?
Yes. After Malco fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out he wasn't bested by some impossibly powerful foe. He was dragged to his grave by the sheer number of enemies.
I see.
If I had been there, I would have been able to sense the danger. I could have warned them not to advance. I've always blamed myself for what happened. But when you told me about Kachina, I realized there's a chance Malco might also be alive, fighting for survival in the Night Kingdom.
I hope so, but as Moika said, like the longer they spend in the Night Kingdom, the more their sense of self just becomes merged with it. There's a chance we can still recover Kachina because it's only been a couple days, but for you and your friend, it's been a few years. The chance that you can save them is probably a lot lower. But, I mean, if I were him, I probably would give it a shot. What else does he have to lose, right?
But that happened several years ago, right? The Pyro Archon said all life within
Okay,
the
pretty
Night
much
Kingdom
everything I just
eventually
said.
becomes one with the Sea of Souls.
There might not be much hope, but I still have to try. Malco and I promised each other, even if we never managed to root out the Abyss for good, we would fight together until the end.
Okay.
All right.
I respect
Let's
that.
get to it.
So,
I'll start searching for the conceptual.
and we have the resources to be able to do it, so we should
If
probably
you see
give
any
it a try.
fragments scattered around the area, please collect them. Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle.
Uh-oh.
As I said,
Okay, I'm not
the
sure I'm
stone
prepared
will
for
link
battle
the
or
mortal
for
realm
the
to the Night Kingdom.
lightning storm
The
you've just
Abyss
summoned
will
in.
likely emerge in response.
But I guess that's not. You did warn me about that, so maybe I should have been more
Golden
prepared.
thing. It must be one of those fragments Vichama mentioned. Let's get closer.
What?
Let's ride.
I have to click on it to actually do that. Okay.
Ooh, monsters incoming! Watch out, everyone!
Watch out. Okay, I'm watching out. Oh no, there's some little dinos.
Go!
Share my knowledge.
Behold! Ha!
Oh. Maybe I should be a little bit more careful while I'm doing this.
Check this out.
Go, Molly.
I see everything. Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, more of them.
Hey! The Temple of Wisdom!
Yeah!
So such dramatic music. Well, this is very dramatic.
Go! That's far enough.
Come on,
The
no,
wind
don't,
rises.
please don't die. Oh, is there another? Oh, there's no. I thought there was another Abyss Mage, but it was just a shield around me. Okay,
How much longer, Vichama?
Not long. We're getting close.
okay. Understood. Oh, there's a lot of like ruins appearing now. Oh. Cannot exist in the real world. Make sure you pick them up as soon as possible. Sorry, my bad. I should pick them up. Come on. I think we need one more. Nope, we need one more.
Need a surfboard?
I don't need a surfboard. I need to have enough fragments. Did we do it?
Vichama!
Quick, take it!
There we go.
I found Kachina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malco. Just a little longer.
Okay, got it.
Something's not right. The power of the Abyss is getting stronger.
Uh-oh. Well, we can handle that, right?
The Abyss is corroding his body. Vichama,
Vichama.
you can't keep going. You'll die.
I should have died 5 years ago.
Vichama.
I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there.
I'll help you buy some time.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, we're doing the purification thing.
Whoa, watch out! The power of the Abyss is strong.
We're doing the purification thing. Is that enough? Are we able to save him?
This power.
Hanging in there?
I can't hold them back much longer. We're running out of time.
No, why can't I find him? Why?
We can't wait any longer. Pull him away from the stone, Mualani.
I already tried, but the power of the Abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like he's tied to the stone with an invisible rope.
In that case, we have no choice. I'm sorry, Sea Molly.
Um,
Get back!
Is that gonna work?
Wait!
Did it?
Ouch! What
Did it
happened
work?
just now? It looked like the Spiritseeker stone was...
The stone's power was spiraling out of control. The only way to stop it was to destroy it. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel dizzy for a while, but that's normal.
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed to dodge it in time.
I thought I said to get back.
That's true.
Yeah,
She did
barely
say
a
to get
second
back.
before you made it go poof. Not everyone has your reflexes, Chaska. We were this close to getting dragged into the explosion.
Okay.
Okay, but
I'll be more
Vichama.
careful next time.
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Wait, where's Vichama? Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malco's ancient name. It must be completely gone by now.
Yeah. It's probably been too long since it was many years ago when he passed away.
Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, I knew there was a slim chance, but still. And now... it's too late to save him. From the minute he left that day, it was already too late.
Vichama.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just give him some space.
Huh? What's that in your hands, Vichama? It looks like something's glowing.
Did you get it?
Huh? This is...
What is that? There's no name on it. What? Wait, what?
Hey, Malco. Got any strength left?
Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words? Sure.
Too bad. No one will get to hear them. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission. Not that I'm afraid to die. It's just... hard. Thinking about my mom's face when she hears the news.
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died a long time ago. They won't have to mourn me. Pisak! Always had to beat me at everything, didn't you? Right to the end, you were never one for goodbyes. Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get to hear our last words. But just in case... Vichama, I'm so glad you didn't come with us. Don't be sad. Just Keep on living. For the both of us.
Just keep on living.
Was that a memory?
Well, so even though he couldn't save Malco's ancient name, at least Malco's last words didn't have to be lost to the void forever. And here, you heard it from him yourself. He wanted you to keep living and live a full life that he never got to have. But it's still really sad.
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
Feeling any better, Vichama? It might be a bit soon to ask that. You might need to process that, but that's probably what people have been telling him for years and years. Now even that's what the person who he was mourning would have wanted too.
Of course. Seeing him, hearing his voice again, it makes me unbelievably happy. But it also brings with it an even deeper
What
pain.
a beautiful sunset.
A deeper pain? Why?
Malco was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory just now, his hands were shaking, and his smile was forced.
Yeah, but maybe in that moment that was as real as it got for him.
For all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end. And now I know, at the end of his life, he was thinking the same thing.
Vichama.
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief Wyna wasn't really on board with your plan to go to the Night Kingdom. When you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friend's ancient name meant leading you one step closer to danger. But I also understood why you had to try. Everyone has regrets in life, but not everyone gets the chance to make up for them. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable qualities as warriors. In that sense, we might as well choose the braver path from the very beginning.
A more courageous way?
If I could do it all over again, I would have followed Malco to the front lines no matter what. Even with an injured leg, there were still things I could have done. That way, even if the outcome stayed the same, I still would have fought alongside him to the end. There are critical junctures in life, and if you don't seize the chance to act, there's no going back. That's something I had to learn in hindsight. But you're still at the crossroads of your journey, so I hope you can walk away without regrets.
I mean, I get what he's saying, and I respect the way that he feels that way, that he wanted, if he could have a do-over, he would have still died alongside his friends and live with the regret of not being able to do anything. But in real life, we deal with the fact that we don't have do-overs. You can't undo what has already happened, no matter how painful it is. And I guess in this case, there's not really much reason to feel that way, with so much focus on the hindsight and longing, when all you have left now is the future. And it seems that everybody hopes that since you did survive, I mean, that's what he's experiencing right now, right? Is very heavy survivor's guilt. But you survived. You're still living here. There's still more you can do with this life. And that's even what your friend wanted too. Live out your life. Maybe your life is full of regret, but I mean, we've met others who've lived long lives full of regret and yet still have a desire to make the most of what their future has. until there's not that much left to regret. And I think that's what the people of the past would have wanted too.
Thank you, Vichama. I feel
But
even more
yes.
determined now.
Let's try to
Gina
make...
will come back to us.
I see your point.
I'm
Let's
sure
try to
of
make
it.
the best of
I
our
promised I would
crossroads
find
here.
her, and I intend to keep that promise.
Let's do what we can with the choice that we have in front of us. No.
Strange. My body, it's...
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Even though the Traveler possesses powers of purification, the corrosion can never be fully eradicated. Thanks to him, though, you were only briefly exposed.
Atea, right?
Slowing your breathing and controlling your emotions should help you keep the symptoms in check.
Still don't know how we do that purification thing, but I'm glad we did.
Huh. That does make me feel better. You seem very knowledgeable about all this.
Just speaking from experience, that's all.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Let's get Vichama back to his tribe and tell Wynette the good news. Oh, and apologize for destroying the Spiritseeker stone. We had no choice, though, so he'll probably understand.
Yeah, you know, it was probably going to destroy the entire region if we let it get out of hand, so... It was... I'm sure Sitlali could make another one if it's that important.
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like that? I don't know what you want from me.
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wina. I can hear it in your voice.
Honestly, it's just one thing after another with you two. They're back.
Koichi? What are you doing here?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. You know exactly why I'm here.
I like how she's a big
My
heart on her
apologies,
top.
everyone. I just need to borrow Chaska for a few minutes. You come with me.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys
I'll be just a
deal
moment.
with that. We have some explaining to do.
Who is that?
That's her sister.
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long story.
A long story, huh? She did call herself Chaska's sister, but it feels like there's more to the story.
It's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, Chaska was actually raised by cuckoo sores. She was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child, and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own, and tried to devour her. But in the end, all that did was trigger her
Oh my
will to
gosh.
live.
That sounds kind of like Shenhe's story. Maybe they would be good friends.
That strength of will pushed her to survive. But it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually, she was adopted by the cuckoo sores. Wherever they went, she followed, getting into fights right and left.
For some reason, Paimon can totally imagine that.
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her. At the time, Chaska still had a habit of getting into fights, so Koichi was always taking her around, apologizing to everyone.
Ah, I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with me. But, you know, kids. You're fighting one minute and your friend's the next.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve conflicts.
I know.
She's
What a
known
way
as the
to turn it
peacemaker.
all around, right?
It sounds like she still argues with Koichi, though. Don't siblings usually stop fighting when they get older?
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous, but you probably know by now.
But,
once
you know,
Chaska
we're doing
makes
the
up her
most
mind,
dangerous thing
no
imaginable
changing
in the
it.
entire country right now, so...
I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going to the Night Kingdom. Chaska even said that wasn't like you.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't attempt something like that even if you wanted to. Better try now than live with regrets later. That's what I say. Still,
So many
I can understand where
people
Koichi's
around
coming
here.
from. In the end, Nobody wants to sit back and let
okay
a
with
loved
us
one
taking
put
risks.
their life on the line.
But of course they don't want us to die either. Oh, okay. Fight time.
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have 1 minute to explain yourself.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should know I only do what's necessary.
That
You know,
attitude
they
is
are
exactly
adults.
the
They can
problem.
do.
It's
Chaska
like you
can do
don't
whatever
care.
she wants.
You try to sneak off to the Night Kingdom behind my back and then play it down as if it's just a trip abroad.
Well, technically I am going abroad, right?
That's true.
Again with the excuses. We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not something urgent, you can only engage in level 2 danger and below. You can only go up to level 3 if a situation is so dire there's absolutely no alternative. But a trip to the Night Kingdom? If that's not a level 4, I don't know what is. And you were just going to sneak into the place without saying anything.
What do you mean, sneak into the place? I always planned on walking in there with my head held high.
Yeah.
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you?
We did not, actually.
Stop
He
you from doing
actually
anything dangerous.
let us go of his own
Like you didn't
accord.
even try.
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he could have done? Not even by force.
Oh, I knew it! So he did try to say something, but you didn't listen.
This
That's
is
exactly
important.
what happened.
If you were in my shoes, you'd make the same decision.
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics. If you're going to waltz into a dangerous situation where you could lose control at any moment, it's my duty to say something.
All right, whatever. Anything else?
It seems like saying something is...
What do you mean, anything else? Why
I don't
you
think there's much
reflect
you
on
can
what
do
you've done
except
and
say
promise me you'll stay
the same
put?
thing you just
Time
said
out.
over again.
Is this one of our normal arguments or a serious one?
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then... you need to know something. What happened to Kachina was partially my fault. I can't leave her there to die. That's not who I am.
But the person you become when you lose control, that's also not who you are.
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their morals. If I want to live in Natlan, I need to display qualities that make me worthy of this nation.
I've also told you that managing your condition is equally important.
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here. If we keep going, I might actually have to get serious. And I think Wina prefers his roof attached to his house.
I think
Is that
so
a
too.
threat? That sounds like a threat to me.
Koichi! Younger sisters are supposed to listen to their elders.
I know, she's sounding very much like a mothering Chaska right now.
You're really going to go, no matter what I say?
I sure hope
supposed to be
nothing
your
bad
sister.
happens to her.
Then support me. I'll be back. All you have to do is wait.
I mean, her heart's in the right place.
So, that's it. Why'd you have to turn out to be so darn annoying?
You two are something else.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood, but you two sure are similar.
Really?
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted the exact same way, down to the very tone of voice. It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this. Try to spend a little more time with your sister. You're tough kids. That doesn't mean you have to go it alone.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right. If you're done with the Spiritseeker stone, you might as well hand it over.
Oh, yeah.
According to Kinich, it's an important
Yeah,
ceremonial artifact.
yeah.
So
We
it'd be
can...
safer to keep it with me.
Yeah, you know, have you ever heard of the Holy Liar Der Hamel?
If only Teddygal30 was here, he could have.
Oh my gosh, thank you for referencing that, because this is pretty much the exact same
Spiritseeker stone
situation.
might be 2 stones now.
Well, to be fair, it was already 2 pieces before, and they're just now 2 separate pieces.
I see. Sounds like it was an urgent situation.
It kind of was.
If someone's life was on the line, then you had no choice.
Yeah, and it probably would have caused massive destruction
going to
with
be a
abyssal
nightmare to
portals
deal with
popping
now
up
that you've
everywhere
broken her
if we hadn't
stuff.
done anything.
I'll explain everything to her later. Stay safe out there in the Night Kingdom, okay? I'll wait here for your safe return.
That was a lot. Bring Kachina's ancient name to Moika. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, that's not too far from here, even though that's all the way over there. Alright, well that looks like an excellent place to... Wait, hold on. Can I actually... Can I? No, I cannot. Okay. I have a little bit... I don't know where I got the reputation. Oh, it's down there. Oh, that's right. That's right. Every clan has their own reputation. Okay, that makes things a little bit more challenging. Alright, well, that was a lot that happened. Looks like we are well on our way to being able to possibly save Kachina. And yeah, got to learn a little bit about Moika. Very, very interesting kind of leader. And I really like her so far. I think that under her guidance, Natlan has the best chance of being saved. Ooh, a disc. Thank you. We saw that the Fatui are involved. Well, even though the Abyss are also involved. You know, this is kind of stressful in a way because back in Mondstadt we were fighting the Abyss. Back in Liyue and Inazuma we were fighting the Fatui. Back in Sumeru we were fighting the Fatui. And then in Fontaine had their own problems to deal with. I don't recall us ever fighting the full-on Abyss, let alone the full-on Abyss and also Fatui at the same time. So that's going to be interesting. I'm curious as to what the captain's reasons are for being here, since Moika pointed out every Harbinger has their own personal reasons for getting involved in these conflicts beyond just fighting the no-sees. We learned a little bit about Vichama, and I hope that, you know, we were able to give him some insight. I'm so glad he didn't die. I was worried there for a second. First when we destroyed the Spirit Stone, and second when we realized he was kind of poisoned with the Abyss energy. But it looks like he still has some time here to live out his life, and I think that's what his friend wanted. And although he has regrets, the thing that he has to do now is just keep on living. And don't squander the opportunities you had. Maybe you wish you had a do-over, but the truth is, all you can do now is just keep going.
Need a surfboard?
And, no, I don't need a surfboard. Oh, there's a treasure chest. I don't need to open that right now.
Off we go.
And then we met, what was her name? Koichu? Chaska's sister, who is a doctor. So it makes sense that she's trying to take care of her. A little bit overbearing, a little bit, you know, everybody else we've encountered so far has been pretty laid back and also pretty trusting of us to make sure, like, you know, they believe, like, yeah, we're putting ourselves at risk, but they also believe we can come back alive and successfully do what we're doing. And so far she's been the only one that's trying to, you know, rein us in a little bit. But I don't think that's a bad thing. In fact, I think that's something that we need, a little bit of a balance of. And I sure hope everything turns out okay. Well, it seems like we still have a little bit more of this Archon quest to go. But for now, I think this is a good place for me to call it a night. Someone made it through. Sounding as sleepy as I do, and yet still have some energy to do this. We're making progress. We're making our way through this. Moika will be playable soon. Alright. Oh, I don't know who that is. Alright, well with that, I think this is a good place to end it off here, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone!